Welcome to News in Alberta. This is Special Ed. Today we're looking at ICE agents detaining and arresting Native Americans.
To new warnings issued by Oklahoma tribal leaders.
They're worried that Native Americans are being swept up in ICE raids.
Stop kneeing him in the face! That's his face! Stop it!
This is newly released footage from Minneapolis of a violent arrest earlier this month. The street protest and surge of ICE officers has, of course, I bet you've noticed, dominated news for days. Now the Oglala Sioux tribe in Minneapolis says they're searching for tribal members detained by ICE at a homeless camp.
And here in Oklahoma, the Seminole Nation chief issued a statement today stating tribal nations and indigenous peoples should never have to prove who we are and who we belong, where we belong. Lauren Henry joins us in studio now with new advice for tribal members. Lauren.
Heather, Kevin, the experts I talked with say the tribes are acting proactively to protect their citizens from being wrongfully detained.
News of Native Americans being detained by ICE is sparking fears in Oklahoma and questions about what tribal members should carry as proof of citizenship.
It's not hard to tell a Native American from somebody else. It's not hard to tell that they're Americans and you're actually on their land, technically. So this is the dumbest crap I've ever heard.
If we are on a target and doing an operation, there may be individuals surrounding that criminal that we may be asking who they are and why they're there and having them validate their identity.
The Seminole Nation issued this warning Friday, urging their citizens to carry their tribal enrollment cards and other forms of identification like a social security card or birth certificate. The Chickasaw Nation urged their citizens to do the same.
If, for example, a tribal citizen is only carrying their tribal ID, there is a lack of education by federal officials as to what that actually means and what that entails.
The executive director of the Tribal Sovereignty Institute at the Oklahoma City University of Law says the tribes are acting proactively to protect their citizens.
So the ICE agents are actually too stupid to know what a tribal card is, what a native card is, what protections they have, and that they're actually Americans. They were Americans before any ICE agents were Americans.
Law says the tribes are acting proactively to protect their citizens.
I think for everyone, tribal citizens and non-tribal citizens alike, we have to be sure that we understand what our rights are, understand what our citizenship means, and have the knowledge to protect ourselves when we encounter these types of situations.
The problem is when ICE is acting like this, they're not worried about the Constitution.
Immigration attorney Lorena Rivas says there is outrage that a Native American or any American is being asked to prove their citizenship while going about their lives.
They're under orders to arrest anybody they suspect to be undocumented, which is anybody usually based on their race, the color of their skin, maybe their language, or maybe the areas where they're hanging out.
Rivas expects that lawsuits against the federal government are on the horizon.
There's possible remedies and lawsuits, but it doesn't seem to discourage this administration from, committing errors.
I reached out to ICE to see if they have an official stance on what documentation Americans should be carrying right now. We'll include their response when we get it.
So I'm not saying a political side of view for ICE. A lot of people are for, a lot of people are against. I'm just against bad policing and bad cops and arresting Native Americans and calling them non-Americans is something that bad policing or bad cops do or is. What do you think of this? Let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. These are two other books made with my essays and other writings that I had. Check them out on Amazon, Kindle, Kobo, and other online sites. Please support this page by buying these books. So we have the Canadian version of the To Be Auditor and the American version of the First Amendment Auditor.